It is a real try too.
But you go, wow,
Wait, and send the link back. You like go live and don't send the link. Are you on people might be on?
airplane flying over
Send the
your
link in the
place.
group.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
stuff.
but you need to you leave these windows open. I could hear all these planes. Closest one right behind
I got an airplane flying over your place. Let me see this. All right, let's get into it. Let's get it. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back again. Another episode of the Experts and the Solid Podcast, brought to you by the good folks at Rev Trio and the NFL Sunday Ticket Package. It's your boy Sanzo Matic. And we got with me X Factor. What's good today, X Factor? It's popping.
yeah, everything good. Try and get into these picks. You gotta get what time it is. 12:10. We gotta give the people their picks before 12:45 so guys can set their lineup and get it cracking.
Yep. So
So
let's just jump right into it then. Jump right
let's
into
get
it.
ready.
So let's start off with
My
game number one.
Yeah, game number one on my slate. 1 o'clock. We got big game. Buccaneers and Colts. Tom Brady heading back to
Huge game.
Indianapolis, where he famously always used to whoop Peyton Manning, regularly. Um, Going against a Colts team that is pretty good, even though their record doesn't say they're good, but they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Buccaneers 7-3, Colts 6-5, but they're in a slack division because the Titans don't look like a top team anymore. But this will be a good game, to be honest, because the
Very good
Colts
game.
defense ain't a slouch like people think. And I think that the ball could be in the hands of Carson Wentz. And this is the type of game that proves whether you should be a starter in this league or it proves that, hey, you shouldn't be. So either Carson Wentz is going to come out there and light up the game for like 400 yards with 3 touchdowns and a win, or he can come out there and throw 3 interceptions, get sacked a bunch of times, and trust me, that run game, yeah, stuff. I know they have Jonathan Taylor at the Colts running back, but the Buccaneers have the number one rush defense. So not to say that he ain't get no yards, he might have a pretty good game, but he can struggle. Like he ain't got no easy walk in the park type. Even if he get 100 yards, that could be a struggle 100 yards. So I expect my pick is the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah. Like you mentioned just now, the Bucks have the top ranked rush defense. So Jonathan Taylor, who was a huge part of the Colts offense, huge part. It's probably going to be to some degree. Um, I think Khalil Herbert, guy y'all allowed to um, rush for over 100 yards this season. So if he gets well over 100, I'd be very surprised. He may still have a very good game, but I think it's going to be limited. So this game will rest on the shoulders of Carson Wentz, who's been really, really good for most of the season. Um, but this is his chance, like you say, to prove that he's on the upper echelon of quarterbacks, at least a tier two quarterback. Um, and he have the opportunity to do it in Indianapolis against one of the better teams in the league after they've been playing their best stretch of football for the season. So, with that being said, it's a tough one. I'll lean Colts. I feel as if they've been playing too good, too well. I think they'll find a way to win.
Sure, right
Like you
this
say,
down, eh?
the record is is not great. It's 6-5, but over the last, what are we saying, 4 or 5 weeks, they've been one of the best teams in the NFL. You know, if not the best team in the NFL. if you want to take point differential and all that into consideration. So I got
Cool.
Colts.
Well, game two, uh, we have a matchup of AFC elites. Um, we got the Tennessee Titans versus the New England Patriots. Now, right now, the Titans are 8-3, and the Patriots are 7-4. If the Patriots win this game today, the Patriots will pull even with the Titans and also have the tiebreaker, which will put them, I think, in second place in the AFC. No one saw this coming. Well, I can't say no one because obviously I hear, but many didn't see this coming.
You even saw this coming.
Boy,
No,
stop.
no, that's good.
Stop it. I picked the Patriots every single game this
All
year.
right,
I never
cool.
picked, even when we played the Bucks, I picked the Patriots.
That's that's
Uh,
fun of that the time you thought this.
all I know is the Patriots today on a 5 game win streak. The Tennessee Titans look stink. Uh, they running game is weak. Number one, no Derrick Henry. Also, they have Brown out today too. AJ Brown out.
Yeah,
So if you want to get your best running back and you want to get your best wide receiver, I know Julio Jones. Boy, the Patriots, listen, this ain't a game to sleep. This ain't a game to take lightly. This ain't a game to think that, oh, they don't have nobody, so let's just go out there. This is a game to take advantage. This is a game to come out there, make Ryan Tannehill throw the ball, force turnovers, get this W, and secure. I wouldn't say secure, but give yourself an easier path to the playoffs. Once they win this game, well, listen, the schedule I'm looking at, it's pretty favorable after that for them to make a playoff run.
yeah. I mean, this game favors the Patriots definitely. Like you say, no running game for the Titans. They coming off of embarrassing loss. On the flip side, obviously defensively they're very good. They could throw a lot of blitzes at Mark Jones. Um, I expect him to have a really good game. But the Patriots defense has been so good, especially the forcing interceptions and stuff like that. That this is easily another game for Tannehill to really uh, regress into that Miami version that we sort of saw last week. So I got the Pots. I don't think it could be an easy game. Again, I think some of these games are really close favorite, but I think I get an edge because they've been playing so well. The Titans have been playing well. What is going up against them, and I think injuries probably are starting to catch up. So I go with
You sure been picking my Patriots lately, boy. I don't understand. Y'all could ride a wagon, boy.
we pick, we all need to pick the right teams. That's what we all need to do. Pick the right teams. It's just they just so
All of a
happen to
sudden, it's
be
the right deal.
they just so happen to be the right team at this point in time. We'll see next week. Next week that might
Okay.
change.
Cool.
We got
Um, Next, we got a 1 o'clock game, toilet bowl game. We got the Falcons and Jaguars. Um,
yeah, that's a toilet bowl.
these teams bottom of the barrel. Two of them on 2 game losing streak. All two of them is like last in every category. But I must say, Matt Ryan loves low fence. He knows when to beat who he wants to beat. All season, Matt Ryan has, let me see how much they beat the Giants, they beat the Jets, they beat the Dolphins, they beat the Saints. That's their 4 wins right there. One thing with Matt Ryan, when he get low fence, he's mashed down low fence. So today I go with the Falcons because dog, when he see low fence, he's taking advantage. So I feel like Matt Ryan got a good game today. And the Falcons beat the Jaguars.
Yeah, this one, like you said, it's a toilet bowler. It's a battle. You got the Falcons who ain't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks, and you got uh the Jaguars, you got Trevor Lawrence, who has 0 touchdowns in his last 3 games combined, with 0 interceptions. So at least he keep it consistent, right? So this is a low scoring affair, like as low scoring as you could ever think about it. Um, I don't expect this. This might be a kickoff, to be real. You know what I mean? So I don't really expect much points to be put up. But I lean with the Falcons because they got the best player in the matchup, which is Kyle Pitts. So I'll tend to lean towards them. And like you said, I think Matt Ryan, he lives for games where he could beat up on little small teams. So I
So
think
Kyle
the
Pitts is the
Falcons will
best player, and you don't want to pick your
will
number
win this
one
one.
pick who you was riding with the whole beginning of the
He's
season.
a rookie. What you expect?
But
He's
what
a
Kyle
rookie.
Pitts is,
He's a, he's a rookie on the Jaguars. That's what I should say. Rookie on the Jaguars.
okay, all right, we'll see. Another toilet bowl game we got at 1 o'clock. Boy, 1 o'clock really got some toilet bowl games. Thank God they put them two big games on 1 o'clock because these other games nobody can watch. Except for if you have a Rev package, you could watch all the toilet bowl games at the same time. Then we got Jets and Texans. Both of these teams are 2-8. Both of these teams are trash. The Jets on a 3-game losing streak. The Texans won last week, but that win put them at 2-8. So obviously,
Yeah.
that don't say much, and they still last in the league in almost every single category. Like literally, everything is 32, 32, 30, 30, 32. Like that's disgraceful. Um, but with that being said, I think I'm still going to go Houston. I expect them to get their second win in a row today to go to 3-8 against the Jets because the Jets they're just trash. Like I don't know. Like I don't know if Zach Wilson playing. They ain't making no
He should
decision
be
really
should be playing.
because the backups come in, had one good game, then he go on and throw all type of interceptions. Um, I don't know. I get Texans. I feel like the Texans. I wouldn't say starting to get it together, but to me they're giving me that Falcons vibes on they could be teams that they should be.
Well, they looked competent last week. Um, Tyrod Taylor would have helped stabilize them a little bit. Um, so yeah, they looked decent last week. You know what I mean? They probably a better team on paper than the Jets. Um, they probably may even be a slightly better team than 2-8 if we want to be real. Maybe if they had Tyrod for the whole season, maybe they may be 3-7. You know what I mean? So uh, I'm still gonna go with the Jets though. It's a purely emotional bit, right? Zach Wilson should be coming back from injury. And look, no one else really could have done nothing much while he was gone, right? Mike White didn't really want to win the position, and then Flacco, I don't have no idea what they bring him in there for. Um, so I say Zach Wilson has a good game today, coming back from injury, um, against a team that is sort of evenly matched, right? So his best chance of getting another win and his best chance of trying to seize his quarterback position and put confidence in the New York Jets front office will come today. So I go with the Jets.
Okay. Like I say, let's make sure I write these down.
I got
Um,
I got everything here. Everything right here.
another another 1 o'clock toilet bowl game. We got the Dolphins versus the Panthers. Boy, listen, I don't even know what to say. Uh, only because I'm such a Cam Newton fan, honestly, and it really pissed me off last week that he didn't get to beat Ron Rivera uh, at home in his opening game. But I feel like they can get it together. In this game, like I said, when you have an equally matched team, two equally matched teams, you always go with who got the what I like to call the X factors. At the end of the day, Christian McCaffrey can't be stopped, won't be stopped. And I don't see the Dolphins defense stopping him. Also, Cam adds another element to the offense. On the other side, Tua isn't that guy. I told you all that from day one, literally day one. Um, I never saw it in Tua. He is inconsistent. He has good. I can't even say good games. He has good drives, maybe a good quarter, and then he comes right back and does garbage. So with that being said, I feel like the Panthers now, with Gilmore also being healthy as well, or getting back fully healthy, like to be honest, Carolina actually have a good, nice team that if they could put the pieces together and really make a couple of games in a row, win a couple of games in a row, they could be knocking on the door of wild card seed. But which I would love to see Cam actually get them to do. But I gave it the I gave it the Carolina Panthers today.
Yeah, the road to a wild card. Well, it started from last week, to be honest. But it continues here. These are games you can't afford to lose if you're trying to get a wild card seed. For the Carolina Panthers, I mean. So, and I mean, the Dolphins have been playing better over the past few weeks. So it's not going to be an easy game. Tua is off and on. He's hot and cold. In the second half, he's been able to turn on in a lot of games. So I'll be interested to see. But like you say, Christian McCaffrey, don't make this game hard. Get the ball to get the ball to him. The Dolphins have a weak defense in the run. They I think they rank 29th in yards allowed or something like that. So get the ball to him, let him do his magic. Don't overcomplicate things. Cam Newton had a great game last week, really and truly, but coming down the stretch, he just couldn't close it out. And I think the margin of error will be a little bit smaller to where they won't have to rely on him too much now to really make that game winning drive. So I got Carolina, and I think this will be a good win as they continue to try to fight for the wild card.
Yeah. Um, the last 1 o'clock game we got. Um, I'm watching the countdown now. We got the Steelers and the Bengals. Now, the seeing as like I told people, this division right here, this division is tight. The Steelers are 5-4-1. I feel like that tie
Bengals six
that
and
they
four.
had with the Lions is going to cost them at the end of the season, which I don't
Hell yeah.
mind because I really don't like the Steelers. Um, but the Bengals, this is a game they should win. They have to win um, because you're in the same division. You don't want to give up division games, and then on top of that, you still got to chase in the Ravens. You ain't worrying about the Steelers. There's a team you have to beat so you can keep pace with the Ravens. So at the end of the day, I feel like the Bengals should come out with a sense of urgency. I don't know if they are because I see the quarterback is injured. I mean, he's playing, but he has like a brace on his left knee. So I don't know how much that'll affect him today. But at the end of the day, he got guys like Jamar Chase and stuff like that. Like it shouldn't be a hard game for them, especially with the run game that they have. So I game with the Bengals on this one.
Yeah, I think and next, like you say, the Bengals, they got to win this one. It's a very evenly contested game. I think the key would be stopping Najee Harris. And I think they will end up uh, limiting him to some degree. I don't think they'll allow him to rush over 100 yards. And then, like you say, on the next side, Burrow still got Jamar Chase. That's still a dynamic connection. They coming off a big win. Um,
And Joe Mixon
so,
running this
yeah,
ball.
mixing as well. You know what I mean? So they got the weapons. I don't think this will be too close. I think the Bengals should win this one comfortably.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I got the Bengals.
All right, we can move on to our 4 o'clock, 4:05, 4:25 games. And the first one I got up here is the Chargers and Broncos. Chargers and Broncos. Boy, I I torn with this because obviously mentally my mind is saying go Chargers, but my heart is saying pick the Broncos because I need the Chargers to keep losing to make the road easier for the Patriots.
This don't sound like you
So
want to make a sensible pick, by the way. Yeah, just to make just let you know that now. So go ahead.
Chargers 6-4, the Broncos 5-5. What people don't realize is the Broncos isn't as bad as they think. Also, they have a very tough schedule. Um, uh, to be honest, I think I might go out on a wing today, and I can pick Broncos. I need the Broncos to win this one. Um, the Chargers have a few injuries. The Broncos got all their pieces back. And Teddy Bridgewater, for some reason, that guy. Nah, he's another. He reminds me a lot of Jameis Winston. Like he'll have a on game where he looked like a star in this league, like an All Star or Pro Bowl QB, and then the next game it's come off like way like who they backup is. Like let's see if we could get dog some reps in there because Bridgewater ain't it. So I hope this is one of the games where dog have a good game. Um, yeah, so I get Chargers. I mean, I get Broncos. I get Broncos.
Yeah, I go Chargers. Just based on the fact that they have to win this game. It's another game they have to win. I think the Broncos could try to get at Herbert. Uh, Probably could apply plenty pressure on them. But I think he'll have a good game today. I don't think the Broncos have an answer for Eckler. Um, so I think the offense would be the name of the game today, and the Chargers would be able to pull out a win against this Broncos team. Won't be an easy game, but I think they can pull it off.
Okay. Another 4:25 game we got Vikings
It's a
and
big one.
49ers. Vikings and 49ers.
It's a pretty good game.
We got two sometimey teams. Both of them literally equal almost in every category. Also, they're 5-5 with the wins. They both have two game winning streaks. Like their offense is
Two really big game winning streaks now. Don't
yeah,
undersell it.
two of them won some big games.
Some big
Um,
games.
their offense and defense both like middle of the pack on both sides. From what I could see, boy, like I say, games like these come down to the healthiest team and the team with the most star power. And if I had to pick, I mean, I have to pick, but to be honest, I might have to go with the Vikings just because number one, the quarterback play to me offsets. To me, Garoppolo and Cousins ain't much difference. Even and to be honest, I feel Cousins have shown me more than Garoppolo. Uh, running back wise, Dalvin Cook is no comparison to any running back that San Francisco has. And then wide receiver wise, even though they have Debo Samuels on that side, you got Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. Like, yeah, Debo Samuels, good, but yeah, the Vikings win in that category. The only thing I see San Francisco actually winning in is tight end with George Kittle, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Defensive wise, they're pretty, I would say, equal. Not really equal, but I'd give the edge to San Francisco. But I feel like Minnesota to pull this up. It could be a late game. One thing with Minnesota always got a field goal at the end. Either they losing by a field goal or they winning by a field goal. But one thing you know about Minnesota games, it could be a field goal game. So I
That's a
pick
fact.
Minnesota to win by a field goal.
It's a tough one, boy. Let's not even lie to you. Like you say, two evenly matched teams coming off with big wins. It was only a matter of time before they pulled off some wins. Pulling off a few recently. Jimmy G been playing really, really weeks. Like a really, really good quarterback. So, but that's just a game. I think I'll just go with I'll probably go with San Fran because they are in San Francisco today. Um, and I don't know the sense of urgency that Vikings will have after a game, a big game like they did last week. There may be a letdown there. So I'll go with San Fran. This could be a close one.
All right. The last of the 425 games, we have a big game here with the Green Bay Packers and the LA Rams. Um, Two obviously top five teams, even though the Rams on a two-game losing streak. At the same time, Green Bay just coming off a loss too, so it's like, yeah, they top teams and they fall team up in the middle of the season, but top teams usually start hot, go get over a hump, and then they end strong. So this is the time for these teams to start picking it up, heading down the stretch into the playoffs. Um, this game, obviously, I'm picking the Rams. I ain't into Aaron Rodgers' foolishness too much. Um, Aaron Jones, obviously, too, the savior who was making Aaron Rodgers look so good, is not there. Well, he's questionable with a knee injury, but even if he comes back, like a knee injury to a running back, especially a one-cut running back like Aaron Jones, is a big deal.
You
Um,
disrespectful.
well,
How you can say that Miles make it? Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers had four touchdowns last week, right? Without a
but
Miles blame.
you realize that Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams is literally like their whole offense. Like I
It
watched one
is.
game, Aaron Rodgers. They say like, I watched one game. This was early in the year. Aaron Rodgers threw. I think this was after they lost like game one, and this was must see game two. And Aaron Rodgers threw like four touchdowns, right? But first of all, two of those touchdowns was to Aaron Jones, number one. And then dog run for like 160 yards and had two rushing touchdowns, and like no one even bat an eye. Like everything was, oh, Aaron Rodgers had such a great game. I was like, so y'all didn't watch the game where this boy destroyed these people defensive. Like Aaron Rodgers throwing these late touchdown in the fourth quarter when the game over, while Aaron Jones hustling, getting scrimmage yards. But I say anyway, I guess it's the Aaron Rodgers to me is the LeBron of
Don't
football.
start this. Don't start
Like
this.
real, like real. The crybaby, diva, everything is
Oh
about
my
him when
gosh.
they win, but everything is on someone else when they lose. Like that's the same thing. Tom Brady is like the Jordan. Aaron Rodgers is the
Yeah, of
LeBron.
course you would believe that. Of course you would
That's
believe
what
that.
it is.
G should have been on just so we could really get to that. But of course you would believe that.
That's what it
Um,
is.
Look, this I would say that's a tough game to pick. I mean, it sort of is because you have two really good teams. Um, I'd probably lean with the Rams because they should be refreshed coming off their bye. Whereas if they get their bye next week, they're just trying to get there, right? They have a good bit of injuries, like you say, no Aaron Jones. Um, so for the Packers, although it's difficult for me to see them losing two straight, I could see them losing two straight in a scenario like this, where they're a little banged up, missing key players, and they're playing against a really, really good Rams team who just need to get back on track, right? So I'll pick the Rams in this one. I don't think it's going to be a blow, but I think it's going to be a close one. And I think the Rams are going to do enough to get it.
All right. Well, that's it for our day games. We got two games left: Sunday night football and Monday night football. Sunday night football, we have another division matchup, the same division that we covered earlier with the Bengals and Steelers. We have the Ravens and the Browns. We got the Browns coming off a win um, after the Odell debacle. Um, They look pretty good. Also, they got Kareem Hunt coming back. So now they have their 1-2 punch with Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. You got Jarvis Landry finally getting healthy. You got the two tight ends now who catching themselves. You still got that nasty D line with Miles Garrett and Jadavian Clowney. To be honest, again with Cleveland, the Baltimore Ravens are also 7-3. So to be honest, if the Baltimore Ravens lose and the Tennessee Titans lose and the Patriots win, boy, we might have a new champ on top of the AFC this week. I just say it. It only be the Patriots and Titans tie, and the Patriots would have the tiebreaker. So the number one seed again,
None more than you like. Pure foolishness.
maybe the New England Patriots at the end of the week, as long as the Browns can do their job. Peoples Jones has an injury, but Lord knows this Baltimore this is nasty. Like Baltimore have half of the team on injury. Guys are questionable. These some big injuries. Their wide receiver, Hollywood Brown. A lot of these guys banged up. Even Lamar, he sat last week with some weird non-COVID
Non-COVID
fever-related
related illness.
crap, which don't make sense. But okay. Um, yeah, again with Cleveland in this. I want Baker to also end the season strong. So at the end of the day, if he ends the season strong, they'll have no choice but to give him an extension. And then that's when he's going to turn into like garbage. Like one thing with them, these fellas will play their skin off to get that contract extension. And once they don't get that, boy, it's all downhill from there. And that ain't just quarterbacks. Look at guys like Zeke. Like y'all could say what y'all want, but Zeke, what he was 2 years ago, and Zeke definitely ain't living up to that contract. Same thing with Odell Beckham. Same thing with like a lot of these borderline players who was okay, and they gave these top dollar contracts to, and now they playing like what they really are. Same thing like Garoppolo. Like these guys getting $30 million a year and can't even put 30 touchdowns on the board for this whole season.
Garoppolo's Garoppolo's understandable. The quarterbacks generally they get overpaid. Generally, the quarterbacks get overpaid.
Yeah, well, they go
Um,
overpay Baker and they can be mad.
yeah, Baker can get overpaid this year for real. Sad to say. Um, I think the Ravens are going to pull this one off. I think they've been playing short-handed, undermanned all season. So I think they're pretty useless by now. I think the Browns, even pieces back this week. Offensively, they got to figure out a way to make it all work. Baker spreads the ball around and probably might be a good game for them. But I could easily see him having another disappointing game. And I think the consistency from Lamar Jackson is there. He's going to come out today. They come out of a big win without him, but that doesn't really matter that much. But I think he'll come back today refreshed after a week off and get the cracking. So I think the Ravens are going to win this one, pull this one off.
Okay. We have one last game, and we on time. We are still in 12:45 yet. But the last game we got, surprisingly, Monday night. I've been waiting a long time to say this, but now we got Seattle, who's now a toilet bowl team. Couldn't wait. Is going up against the Washington football team in Washington. Um, like I told people, this Seattle team, that interception with Russell throw, that that started the avalanche of this team, and now they back to square one. And basically, to be honest, I feel like Seattle is in a rebuilding phase. Even before the season, during the offseason, we was hearing talks about Russell Wilson not happy in Seattle, or we was hearing trade rumors before he came out last minute, like right before the season, he came out and was like, "Oh, those rumors are fake, and I want to be in Seattle." Yeah, you saying that now because season about to start, but all that time, all that time, all summer, they were saying, "Oh, Russell Wilson wanted to be traded," and no one say nothing. So I see the season as if, to be honest, if he can't come back and prove that he is at that level anymore, and he's still being paid at that level, I feel like it's time to explore the options. I say get rid of him because he's still a, I wouldn't say top tier. He's still like a second tier QB now in the league. But I think it may be time to maybe move on from Russell Wilson, especially now since you don't have no hopes of winning a Super Bowl. Maybe you should look at drafting a QB because Geno Smith ain't it. Geno Smith ain't it. Don't even go there. Um, so it's
at
like,
all.
yeah, you gotta find a QB in the draft, or bring someone in, or look at getting a veteran. But I don't know. They might be in the Seattle might be in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes um, this summer. I don't know. I don't see Aaron Rodgers getting there, but maybe. But with all that being said, I pick. I still think. Let me see. For this game, I think I still pick Seattle,
You ain't confident of it.
just because Washington is such a. No, I ain't. You know what? Never mind. I game with Washington. I pick Washington. Washington coming off two big wins. Um, the Buccaneers they beat, and they beat the Panthers last week. Washington coming off of two big wins, going against Seattle on Monday night. Yeah, I pick Washington. I give Washington that advantage.
I am going to go with Washington. I think Washington has been playing better over the last few
But
weeks. So um, I think Russell Wilson, his time in Seattle uh, may be coming to an end. And he's been playing really, really rough. Not even being able to generate offense really and truly. So I think I'm a ride with Heineken on this one. I think he has another great game today, and I think Washington pulls it up.
well, I guess they have been surprising us lately with their defense and offense. So yeah, I feel much confident, even though I still think that the Seahawks have a good chance of winning this game. I feel more confident picking Washington than I do with Seattle. But yeah, with that being said, you know we still want to shout out our sponsors, um, Rev Trio. You could get the Trio package at no additional cost. You could watch all the NFL Sunday games on the NFL Sunday Ticket. They also have a Red Zone channel where it shows you every game that's in the red zone, so you don't miss any scoring plays. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot because it keeps you up, like especially if you like fantasy, it keeps you up on your fantasy game, so you could know who's scoring or who's scoring against you, stuff like that. We want to shout out the Solid Pod Network, shout out Cam, the Comfort, Shine, G, who who are picking instead of being picking football teams here, they're picking grocery. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, those are our picks. We're looking for a good NFL Sunday. I think a lot of tightly contested games in here. So this should be an interesting Sunday as we start to gear up for that playoff race. So, yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back Tuesday night to recap the picks. Once again, shout out to NFL Sunday Ticket and Rare Trio. Shout out to the Solid Pod and everybody under the Solid Pods Network. We'll be back Tuesday night to recap some of the picks and talk some stuff. So, see you guys then. Until then, we out.